update on the Spawn movie?
The only thing that's really been holding back the Spawn movie has been me, my time. And because when I walk in and I give the pitch, the first thing out of my mouth is, before I start the pitch, here's the non-negotiable part of this contract. I write, produce, direct. Now, if you guys have any issues to that, let's just all sort of shake each other's hands and walk out of the room right now. If you go to the right studios, and I'm not talking about big studios who want to make big stuff, because that's how they're trained, but there are plenty of smaller studios that understand what happened with franchises like Saw. And I'm not saying content-wise, but I'm saying you come in with an idea that's sort of kind of a cool idea, but it's a small budget, and you get it out. It doesn't have to be a big, giant success in terms of making $300 million. If you make something for $10 million and you make $40 million at the box office, that's a victory. So people's necks aren't stuck out enough. So the question isn't, oh, we can do that. Their question that they phoned, I had 2 more conversations this week. When can we start? When can we start? Where's the script? Where's the script? Right. Where's the script? So I'm near the end of it, but now once I get 200 done, right, and my companies now, my toy companies are now doing okay because the economy distracted me. I now have built in time starting in November, December that I can just channel into quote-unquote entertainment and finish this thing in so that we can get the script and they can sign off on it, then I can start directing that sometime next year.
Wow. Let's move on and talk about your comics work. I think a couple of years ago, pretty famously, Robert Kirkman came up to you and said, dude, why aren't you drawing stuff anymore? And now...
that little chubby kid that was in the stands, right? That I didn't know it was Robert, right? They tapped me and they went, Todd, that's Robert Kirkman, you published his book.
Yeah.
So, because at that point, defend myself, that wasn't that stupid, was, as president of Image Comic Books, I get all these books with names on them. Wow, that's good. They're just names on paper, right? They don't send me a dossier with their headshot, like talent agents.
Full body shot.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what Robert looked like. So when the little chubby kid gets up there and starts asking me, well, why don't I do more artwork and why is Spawn a one-trick pony? And then they tap me and they said, that's Robert. And I go, oh, goof. Then I threw it back on him and said, okay, Robert, it's a fair question. I thought it was a fair question, whether it was a famous guy or not asking it. But I go, look, I lead a complicated life and time is limited. So you want me to create another character? Help me, right? So right there we said, okay, we're going to both go. It took about 1.5 years or 2 years to sort of put it together. And the result of that is this new comic book called Haunt that started with Ryan Otley artwork, and now Greg Capullo just getting back into doing monthly comic books, and is just taking it up another couple notches on it. So
yeah, has that felt reinvigorating in any way?
Yeah, I as a guy who is and was born to be sort of a comic book guy, I've done all the toy and the movies and the TV, all that other stuff, and it's kind of fun. I mean, Robert's going to find out with Walking Dead coming on the AMC here at the end of the month, but it can get distracting from your core thing, which is you're just an artist, right? I mean, you just want to do art. And so for me in the last couple of years, coming back on to Spawn and doing more artwork and doing more inking and doing the writing again and all that other stuff, and with Hunt inking over all of it and helping Robert with the stories, you just go, wow. It's good therapy for a guy like me who used to work in a room all by himself. In creating comic books is a very lonely sport, if you will, just like writing a novel. You got to get people away so you can just do it. But as I sort of started companies, then I had to have employees and people and meetings and agenda. And it's sort of nice now when I can actually turn that piece off and just go and be a comic guy again, which is just me and the paper. Nobody that I employ can help me through that day.
Right.
So I don't care if I got 200 employees. I've got to get this page of Spawn done or Haunt done, and there's nobody that can help me ink this page today. It's all, and which is nice because it just gets you into some sort of zone, and you go, I'm sort of back. I've always said to people, I'm going to sort of start and end in comic books because then I'll sort of push all the silly stuff to the side, and then I'll just do comic books, even if it's just me self-indulging and nobody cares about me anymore, nobody cares about the book. I just want to do it because it makes me feel good personally.